So for the last one, the last topic that I wanted to discuss today is inequality universal? Just put it simply here. I don't want to use beginning stratification. You can use the term stratification, but here we use it synonymous like a stratification and social inequity. We treat it both equally. So let's say, is stratification universal or is inequality universal? What do you think? So here you will find the sociologists, they are divided. The functionalists, they argue that inequality is universal. It is good for the society. On the contrary, the conflict theorists such as Karl Marx argue that inequality is not universal and it is not good for the society. So first, let's shed light on what the function is. So they are functional. They think that inequality is good for the society, but from which context? They say that if you look at the society function, they said for the function, what is functionalism? Functionalism says that there are different institutions, there are different parts of the society, and each parts of the society, each element of the society, each institution of the society has its own responsibility, like economic institution, political institution, social institution, its own responsibility. And when they all function, when all they does its works, duties properly, then as a whole, the society it functions. That's the basis of functionalism. So now here the functionalists they treat inequality in this way. Like if you see the society, uh, inequality is not bad. Yeah, we can see that inequality is not good for society, like so far we argued, but if you see one way, it's not that much bad. How it's not bad? Because if you want to function the society, you need different people having different expertise. Like it's not like that you always need software engineer. It's not like you always deserve there will be an civil engineer or there will be a politician. So for the functioning of the society, you need different types of people performing different role. Some roles will be students, some roles will be teachers, some roles will be farmers, some roles will be cleaner, some roles will be traffic police. So different types of profession, different types of role we need for the function of the society. Can you imagine that if there were no cleaner in Dhaka city, uh, and what would happen? Like for 1 month, there is no one in the Dhaka city to clean the city, to take the garbage and put the garbage in the proper place. If there were no people do a job like this, no people do this job, so what would happen? The city would collapse. So it will we can't live in that kind of city. So we really need this kind of work. Also at the same time, we also need people who need to build up a street or bridge in the city. So maybe the person is civil engineer who is doing the construction work of the city, the building building up a building or road or bridge. So maybe in terms of skill, it's a highly skilled people. But at the same time, people who are cleaning the street, low skilled job. We also, it may be low skill job, but we also need this job for the function of the city. So this is how you will find that different people doing different kind of jobs, some high skill jobs, some middle skill jobs, some low skill job, but they on you can say this is inequality. So lower skill people, they get less income, higher people they get less income. But for the function of the society, this type of inequality is required. So we call this is a constructive inequality. It's a constructive inequality. Like for the construction of the over society, for the overall well-being of the society, this kind of inequality is not doing harm. It's not doing harm. But we are not saying that low skill people will maybe will go up. We are not blocking them to go up, but we need that. And sometimes what happens if you do not have unequal system, if you do not have unequal system, like some people will get higher income, some will get a lower income. So the people who are in the lower income, so if they do not get promoted for their performance, so they will not be motivated, inspired to work more. So what we do, like, okay, to motivate there are some jobs that are that requires very very complicated and high skilled profession. So we need those people, like we need a doctor. So since if you do not give a good salary to a doctor, so people will not send their children to become to the school to become a doctor, so they will not be motivated. So for motivation, this reward system is also crucial. So if you have a reward incentive, that means higher facility, higher income, then people will be motivated to go for that. So for this motivation, this reward, unequal type of reward is also important for the function of the society. So this is the main argument of functionalism. But conflict theorists like Karl Marx, they argue that actually inequality is not universal. It is not inevitable. It is inequality to Karl Marx is one kind of destructive inequality. So here, functionalists, they see inequality as a constructive inequality, but here Karl Marx sees inequality as a destructive. Why it is destructive? Because you see that the people who have the the people who are the capitalists, not only just the capitalists, people who are become politician power holder, people who are the businessman, people who have more access to power. These are the people who actually want to yeah, artificially they have created the society in such a way that this capitalist class can um, dominate their role, their position in the society over the proletariat class. So this is how the society is created. And sometimes this capitalist class, maybe sometimes they give some kind of reward to the proletariat class sometimes, but it is a very minimum. But the overall, they always want to protect their position in the society. They always want to remain a privileged class in the society, and for the sake of holding their position in the society, they actually want to make this unequal system. So for example, if you see, like in our example of the Bangladesh garment industry, um, 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 the government, if you see the garment owner class, basically this owner class is also coming from the politicians. So the politicians, the ministers, they also have a very close connection with the garment owners. So they, when it's a matter of a government policy, you will find the businessman gets a very favorable policy from the government. But when it's a matter of the workers, maybe they get something, but compared to the facility the owner class they receive from the government, the working class do not get that kind of treatment from the government. And for that reason, as I said before, that from 1992 to 2006, you will find the minimum wage of the workers is not increased. So these capitalist class, this is how they have structured the society, because they want to control the society and they want to shape the society in their own way. And as Karl Marx says, maybe when this inequality become much more worse, then the system might collapse. So that's overall my lecture, but I just want to finish it my lecture by saying that still whatever the functions they argue, but remember that in this world nowadays, inequality and stratification has become a burning topic, because you have heard of Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals, the United Nations set 17 goals for one kind of international development framework. And out of the 17 goals, and the time frame is from 2015 to 2030, and out of the 17 goals, two goals, SDG 5 and SDG 10, these two goals are on inequality. One is on gender inequality, and another is on income inequality. So now you can imagine how important this topic is. So that's it from me. Thank you.